Once your church board has voted a budget, and that budget has been ratified by the church in business session, you can then enter that budget into Joule. To do so, you would go to Maintenance and Edit Budget Allocations. There are two ways to enter budget allocations. You can do it as set dollar amounts or as percentages. Or, as in the case with this particular budget, there are set dollar amounts followed by percentages. Why would one do that? This particular perspective would be if your church tends to run a little short of their budget, as in you've budgeted maybe $1,500 a month, hoping that's what will come in, but on a routine basis you get something under $1,500 a month. There are certain expenses that have to be paid whether the budget comes in or not, such as electricity, telephone, and water. If you owe a mortgage payment, that would also be a set amount. So it would be important to make sure that at least your set expenses are funded every month. When there are set dollar amounts, those will always be funded whether the money is there, came in, or not. The percentages are only funded if money is there. So if there enough came in to cover your set expenses and there was an overage amount, then that balance, that remaining amount, would be allocated based on the percentages listed here. Another thing that's important to note is that in version 6, it's possible to copy this year's budget to next year. It has to be done before this year is over. This copy this year to next year can be done at any point in time prior to the year-end close. If you accidentally close the year without copying forward, you can call the auditor and ask them to go and copy it forward for you. That takes a lot less time than you having to re-enter all your budget lines. Let's say that you're thinking, oh, but the numbers are going to change. Well, if the accounts are going to stay the same, you can always copy forward and then edit the numbers. We're going to say OK here, and now select our next step. Now recall, in our next steps, we started out with Start New Offering. Once all the offerings had been posted, the next step changed to Remit to Conference. Right after Remit to Conference was Send Remittance Report. That is done electronically, and Colleen here at the office downloads it electronically, and it posts hopefully seamlessly to the conference software. That is not sending your remittance check electronically. Once the remittance steps have been taken care of, then the next step is Make Budget Allocations. All you have to do to make those transfers is to select Make Budget Allocations. And here it is. In the month of January, $1,848.93 came in to church budget. Of that, $700 was a set dollar went to cover and fund electricity, $60 went to fund telephone, $85 went to fund water and sanitation. Of the remaining amount, $92, based on a percentage that was set in that Edit Budget Allocations, $92.76 went to custodial, $124.49 went to lawn. So these numbers, even though they're followed by a percentage, are not percentages. Those are the numbers, the amount after the set dollar amounts were funded. The remaining amount, based on a percentage, gave this many dollars to each of these funds. I'm going to say OK, and it says that transfer has been recorded. Now if I cancel here and say no, the next step is reconcile bank statements. It automatically took us to the reconciliation screen, and we will do that in the next video.